Alright, here we go again. Let's do this madness again. Why, we don't know. Suckers for punishment, apparently. Wow, look at that FPS drop. Nasty. Well, it's not like we're playing on hardcore or anything. Anyway, seen this intro 1,000 times, so we don't need to watch that. I gotta set this up every time. So I thought I'd take you guys through the whole thing from beginning to death. Because realistically, it's probably gonna happen again. But let's see. We're gonna try damn hard for it not to happen. Let's just say that. No, like seriously, this time I want to put an A+ effort here and see what we can do. But first, I need to fix this FPS issue. Okay, well here we are again with the Thundermoof this time. Go Thundermoof, go. Let's see what Thundermoof can do. I mean, let's see what I can do with Thundermoof. But really, you know, the last time I was saying, yeah, that's way better FPS. So last time I was saying, you know, lag death is entirely possible, or getting ganked, or this and that, right? What happened? I made a careless mistake, and it cost me my life. So that's number one. Oh no, why did it drop again? Oh well, we'll have to keep going, press on.
What brings you here?
But the most important thing is survival in this kind of game. So that's what we're gonna do. And yeah.
Greetings. Go in peace.
That can come down to simple things like making sure that the camera's panned out all the way, looking around, turning the camera, turning nameplates back on, which is another thing. So while I try and figure out what's going on with the FPS drop here, I'm going to actually do some tweaking as well on my nameplates and bring those back. I actually don't use nameplates on anything, not even NPCs usually, because I like that max immersion value. But in something like this, obviously you want to have it. I don't use floating text or anything, but in this case I think the nameplates at least are needed. So let's start with that. It's all about strategy, just like speedruns. Okay, got the FPS issue sorted out for the most part, and I've got nameplates turned on. It's kind of annoying for me, but hey, if it helps me be alive and stay alive, then it's worth it. So I picked up the first couple of quests. Just gonna bang those out and get those out of the way. There it is again, just so you can see everything here. So boring adventure, again, doesn't really matter because we're at level 1, so we're not going to be gaining any experience. We're not going to go up from level 1. There's actually no XP bar, so boring adventure doesn't apply. It's on, but it doesn't apply. Exhaustion doesn't apply. Hardcore definitely applies. Level 1 definitely applies. Path of the Brewmaster does not apply. Slow and Steady does not apply. Traveling Craftsman definitely does apply, and it's one of the biggest factors here. And I'm going to make damn sure not to remove my pants this time. It's just a common thing in the game, and you know, my parole officer tells me as well, like, you gotta keep your pants on. That's a Dr. Mike joke, by the way. So Vagrant's Endeavor, I don't know if this applies or not. I'm thinking not, because I can only equip gear that I craft myself, and I can't craft anything as far as I know, so this probably also doesn't apply. So the only ones that are really at play here are this one, because I can't craft or wear any gear, so I'm limited to what I'm wearing right now, these 3 items, which this one does nothing, just for good looks. And then level 1, which is where all the challenge is. And hardcore is, one life, one shot, YOLO, that's it. So, let's get at her. That's the basic premise here. It's my third attempt. So my paladin high elf did okay, but I died within about 30 minutes. Not even sure what happened there. I think a high level mob. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a high level mob got me. And then, as you may have seen on the last episode, I had a female Tauren. I just switched it up here to male, just for fun, but I had a female Tauren that was doing quite well, and I made it all the way to Ratchet, and then I started going towards Durotar, and I got careless and died. Yep. I attracted something very high level, and it killed me in like 2 shots. So that was the end of her. So this is my third attempt, and I'm going to try to make this one as solid as possible. Not really using any mods. I've got a few of them going, but mostly like UI and quest stuff. Nothing really fancy. Mostly the PF quests, and this is on Turtle WoW, by the way, if I didn't mention it. This is Turtle WoW Ambershire, and I'm going for the 8 times challenge. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a name. I'm gonna call it the Insane Lunatic. I don't know, because you have to be like not just crazy, but a special kind of crazy. So let's call it Special Crazy, or whatever. I think I gave it a name in the first one. We'll have to look back and see. But either way, it's insanity. Be prepared to be frustrated and possibly waste your time. Although, is it though? If you had fun and you challenged yourself and tried something new, is it really? It's really a waste. To keep an eye on my ping too, just in case something happens there that could be bad. That's another thing I said last time is it's very possible that lag will get you, and it can. But what will get you faster is making mistakes like I'm doing right now. I'm not ranging these guys for some reason because I'm distracted and I'm not thinking. So those kind of things you want to avoid. Also, I wasn't going to capture like every second of this, but it came to my attention that that might be something that the community might want to see. So why not? I can always make it shorter, but if I make these little short episodes like last time, I can't really make those longer, right? So we can start with long form and shorten it up later if we want. But this too will, you get to see every moment of the challenge. And that, depending on how long this goes, that could be some time. I don't know that I'm going to talk the whole time either. We might switch it up to some music, because there's actually custom music when we get to... Turtle WoW is amazing, by the way, for anybody that hasn't tried it. Forget about Blizzard. Go with Turtle WoW. It's free, and it's better, especially if you like vanilla. But anyway, they have their own... Not only do they have their own radio station, which is super cool. Where is it here? Anyway, I'm not going to turn it on because sometimes I can't get it to close after, but Everlook Broadcasting Company, see? And it's an actual, like, in-game radio station. They play actual music. They have, like, advertisements for guilds and have actual voice actors on there and DJs, and it's really cool. So... yeah, I guess this is kind of an archive at the same time. Full capture. But yeah, I just love the radio station. There was something else I was going to say too, but it slipped my mind. But as a fellow, voice actor myself, I really appreciate that little touch. There's a lot of those things I find on this server that give it that extra touch, and that's what makes the difference. That's why there was like 14,000 people on here yesterday. There was a queue to get in on a private server. Isn't that wild? And to have so many North American folks joining a European server is quite unusual. I mean, I'm sure that they have a very healthy European population, but there's also a lot of people from not just the Americas, but elsewhere in the world that are joining. So they're willing to deal with a slightly higher ping in order to have the genuine Turtle WoW experience. So it must be saying something. In fact, I know it is. Man, these nameplates are driving me nuts already. But you know what? We'll deal. We'll deal with it. But yeah, you see the pattern here. There's nothing spectacular at this point. It's when you start taking on level 4 and 5 that it gets challenging. Or it starts to get challenging. Because I'm sure it's going to get a lot tougher as we go. But with the PF Quest add-on, it makes things easier that I can just follow the arrow and kind of go on autopilot without losing sight of the peripheral, so that I don't get into any trouble again. I mean, here in the starter zone, you can just cut corners and cut straight across, of course, but otherwise, you really have to stick to the roads. Oh yeah, I remember I was going to say now, every once in a while when I don't feel like talking, because these videos may be, I don't know, 30 minutes plus, I may turn on some music, because they have not only their own radio station, but custom music for all these new zones and stuff. And some of the original music has been reworked, as far as I know. So as long as it doesn't trigger any copyright here on my video, we should be alright. And if for whatever reason it does, you can always come back and remove it.
How? Walk with the Earth Mother.
Alright, well, that's a few of them down. So like I was saying before, I don't know if I captured it on this video or the previous one, but I'm trying to get all of my level 1, 2, 3, 4, or I guess 1, 2, 3s mostly. And I'm going to come back once I've gone to Orgrimmar. See, this doesn't matter, so you just pick whichever one gives you the most
Ancestors
gold,
watch over
right?
you.
Because I can't equip any of this, not that I can, but... So yeah, once I make it to Orgrimmar, then it becomes a matter of affording potions and scrolls and food and seeing what I can learn and what I can't and making those determinations. But the next leg of this journey, is getting through this first part here. So we're going to capture that in full. If for whatever reason, it's possible, we have an accident, something happens, that first part will not be captured in future videos, because I only want to capture the, level 1 to 6 or 10 once. We don't have to keep going over that every single time. But for now, let's just assume that Mr. Thundermoof, forgot your name, sorry, Thundermoof. It's not like you guys are, these tunes are disposable or anything. But Thundermoof is gonna, he's gonna go the distance, I think. This Thundermoof. I mean, look at his face. Is that not the face of a cow that was willing to go to the end? If I don't know what if that's not a face that says that, I don't know what is. So, There you go. And his patchy, you know, cow nature really speaks for itself, I think. So, what are we doing here? Alright, we got another quest.
Hail.
We are...
Greetings. Be careful.
Okay, they're all yellow, so that means they're doable. One of them's right over here. I'm going to be able to afford my only spell of the whole game right now. There it is. Rock Biter for 10 copper. This is the only one I'll ever be able to unlock with this character. Rank 2 requires level 6, 4, 8. Rock Biter's the only one. That sound will never be heard again, other than for profession training. So let's get that going here. And this. I think that's it. Like to have the heal up here, this here, that like that, and we're good. And that's also my spell bar. This is it for the game also. We're not going to really get anything else. So there's the setup. Professions will go on the side here. But I sell this stuff. Sell everything. I mean, I don't need any of this really. I can heal. I don't need that. I don't need that. That can go there. I will keep the water. That, and there you go. Already over 1 silver made. That's how we're gonna buy our goods. So, what is the next quest here? Rites of the Earth Mother. The hunt continues. By the way, Turtle WoW, if you're watching and you want another voice actor on your team, I am available. Just saying. So, I'm very curious to see, like, what is possible in this mode, because it's just not talked about. I've heard of people doing a similar challenge, but they won't put the level 1 on, obviously, so they can progress. Although, you know, difficult to do that with that combination still. I mean, only boars, right? And then everything's cut in half, and every time you die you lose some, and so it's challenging nonetheless. But this is the big one, right? This is the killer. It's lunacy. So let's get these cats going here. Might as well use a buff. This is where the ASMR of WoW comes in. You can just listen to the beautiful sounds of the game and the music. And keep your fingers crossed for me that doesn't trigger some copyright nonsense. I love the survivability of Shaman though. Like, Pallies are cool too. Mid-level priests are pretty good. But Shaman it's hard to beat. Because it's got the heal. I said this last time, but it's true. Like, it's got the heal. It's got a buff. It's got decent melee. It has spell casting, ranging, you know. 2 stuns, or not 2 stuns, but what is this thing? A debuff and a stun. And then with the Tauren you get the health. And then the dodge. I don't know where the dodge is coming from. Is that shaman thing? I don't know. Either way, that's why this combo is so effective, I think, for this sort of challenge. In my humble opinion, of course. Because I am very new at this, so I don't really know what I'm doing, but logically it made sense to do it this way. But hey, if you're watching and you have a suggestion, a better way to do things, please, I'm all ears. Oh, and if anybody's in a group or a guild that does these sort of things, let me know. I'm trying to do this thing solo, but I would definitely appreciate some advice and somewhere to talk outside the game if anybody knows of a place. Maybe on the Turtle WoW forums. I haven't really been on there that much. That could be where all the action's happening, I'm not sure. This part here is pretty easy. I mean, there's not much to it. Even the level 3s are going down pretty fast. Not much of a rotation either, just try to get as much distance on them as possible and lightning them down and yeah, just melee from there. Usually you'll have enough mana for maybe 3/4 of their health and then a couple whacks at the end. Maybe one more shot of lightning and they go down. Level 4 is a different story though. Level 4, maybe not level 4, but level 5, you have to do some healing. So it's more like every couple of shots of lightning, you're giving yourself a heal, and then you're trying to use your mana mostly for healing versus spell casting, so it's kind of a different strategy, but I'm thinking once I get my food and potions and scrolls and everything, that'll be a real game changer. One thing is this mode, in the short time that I've done it now, just like 4 or 5 hours maybe, has really improved my skill in the sense of, as a game player, in the sense of much more calculated decisions and efficiencies being factored in, right? Which can only lend itself well to playing the game just in regular mode. Like everything needs to be factored in. Everything needs to be accounted for. Every precaution needs to be taken. Otherwise you die and that's it. There's no room for mistakes. If you'll allow me a strange analogy, you know, there's a couple of times that I can think in life where that's the case, you know. Driving a car, when you're going 120, 100, no, not, who goes 120, right? That's illegal. When you're going 100 kilometers an hour on the highway, you know, one little slip and that's it, right? Game over. It's a very similar thing when, for us males who have the male genitalia, the shaving of the balls is another one of those things. There's no margin for error. You have to be extremely precise, and everything needs to be calculated. It's like flying an airplane. If you make a mistake, people die. You kind of have to treat it that way.
I've been
Hiking up steep mountain slopes in the dead of winter when there's ice and snow and things are loose, the footing is loose. It's another one of those things. There's no margin for error, otherwise you go, careening down the other side of the mountain and then never to be seen again. So, playing hardcore in video games is one of those things. There's a lot of factors at play, there's a lot of things working against you, but if you kind of keep it all together, there's a magic there. There's a novelty in the finiteness of the experience, and how like a sandcastle can just be all erased. The tide can come in and take it all away. So deep, right? Who knew World of Warcraft could be so deep? But here we are. I'm gonna go pick up this other quest because I forget what it is. Oh yeah, that's one of the level 5s. I'll go get it now. Let's get that out of the way. Pick that up, go turn that in. And yeah, by the time we do that, I think that'll be episode 1 done. Probably would have hit level 3 by now. We're pretty darn close anyway. It's a whole other challenge, I'll tell you. It's not the same game even. But it is cool because I don't know what to expect. Again, there's that novelty factor there, which makes it very interesting. Okay, it's taking me to the next part. So, with any luck here, I'll be able to do these 2 next episode. We'll bang these 2 out, and then this section here, I'm pretty sure I was able to do. Yeah, the bristleback belts, I was able to do that. So that's level 3 and 4, we can do that one. Then there's another one that's going to show up here for pigs, or boars, whatever. For flank and something else, tusks maybe, or snouts. And then that'll take us to this next area. Yeah. But we'll cover all that next time once I've had a chance to turn this in. I think that'll give me the next quest, and then be a good place to stop for today. These nameplates make it hard to see the question mark now, though. Have to do some tweaking there, too. So again, we can't use any of this, so I mean, might as well go with the one that gives 7 copper over 6, right? But I'm just gonna try, just for fun. I mean, why not, right? 1 copper. No, see, you can't do that right now. Can't do that right now. Nothing else to try, but yeah, not working as expected. You gotta test these things. What if there's some loophole, or I'm not trying to find an exploit, but like, what if there's an exception somewhere in the rules, or in what's acceptable, right? Or what's considered crafting or making yourself. Maybe there's some little, friendly workaround that we could look at, right? Of course, playing by the rules, but otherwise, what's the point, right? If we're going to try find ways to cheat, then that's kind of defeats the purpose, and that makes it lose all the fun, so we don't want to do that. But we definitely want to take advantage of all the opportunities that we can, like quests, items you can't equip. Now, if I buy this right now, can I equip it? Is that considered me making it? I don't know. I'm gonna guess that I can't equip it, but I haven't confirmed that. So the only way to know would be to spend some money, and I don't want to do that on that kind of frivolity right now. So let's keep pressing on here. I mean, even here for 31 silver, I could test it. Probably gonna be a no, but should I test it? 31? Yeah, why not?
Be careful.
And the verdict is nope. That confirms it though. So even bought items.
Well,
So that probably means, and I'll test it from an auction house item too, just to see. But 99% chance that it's going to be the same with auction house stuff. Now, potions, scrolls, food, that doesn't count because I'm not equipping it. I'm guessing, right? I don't see why it would prevent us from doing that. That's kind of like our only help in the game, especially if we're not taking help from anyone else. Being escorted in these things, This is a solo challenge, and it's one of the harder ones, probably the hardest solo challenge you could take on in the game. Maybe short of like doing this kind of thing on like on the PvP server, which would be even more insane. That's like a super crazy, like ultra insane lunacy experience, challenge. I wouldn't even try that. That's madness. But this is plenty challenging right here. Like I said before, at least the silver lining here is that I get my pants back, because that was a silly mistake on the last one. Definitely could have been avoided, as well as the way that I died. So, hey, you know what? It's not a lot of armor, but hey, look, with this buff now I'm up to 69. 69, sweet. But otherwise it'd be 44, right? And 44 versus 30, it's like 32%, So, yeah, it's important. Every little bit's gonna count. Yeah, and there's that other quest, so we'll do that next time. Work on this quest, that quest, get those two done. Turn that in, and that'll leave just, I think, 2 quests or 1 quest. That's like a level 5 or 6, and it's too difficult to do, too risky anyway. I wouldn't say too difficult. It is possible, but it's risky. And with this kind of challenge, you don't want to take any risks if you can avoid it. And if you do take a risk, it's a calculated risk. So, I wasn't showing my screen there, so I was just talking about the quest here. So this is what we're going to do next time, the blue ones, which is this level 3 and 4 level battle boar quest. And then the bristleback quest, it's also 3 and 4. Get those 2 done, come back here, turn those in, that'll reveal the next quests, which are level 5, I think, or 6. Get those done, and then come up here, turn those in, get that done, and then it's going to be a matter of running it. And I want to capture that too, because it's exciting, because there's a lot that can go wrong, and there's a lot of twists and turns along the way, no pun intended, but that too. And I gotta stick to the road this time. So anyway, that's episode 1 here of our new season, I guess. And join me on episode 2 when we're gonna try to get these quests done and go from there. I hope you're enjoying the challenge so far. I definitely am. I just need to slow it down a little bit. If I can just slow it down a tad, then things will go a lot smoother, I think. So, I don't know why I'm whispering. Anyway, have a good night. See you next time.